I remember the exact moment my life flipped. And the crazy part, I almost slept through it. It was like 11:47 a.m. when I woke up. Yeah, I know, late. But when you're streaming till 4 in the morning for basically nobody, your schedule gets messed up real quick. I grabbed my phone, still half asleep, expecting the usual. Maybe a couple notifications, a GG from some random dude. Maybe my mom texted me asking if I'm still doing that video game thing. Instead, my phone was going crazy. Like, I'm talking non-stop buzzing, notifications stacking on top of each other so fast I couldn't even read them. At first, I thought something bad happened, like maybe someone hacked me or my account got flagged or something. I open my phone and I just freeze. Plus 10,000 followers, plus 23,000 followers, plus 50,000 followers. I'm like, yo, what? My heart starts pounding. I jump out of bed, still in yesterday's hoodie, and open TikTok. And there it is, a clip. Just me losing my mind over a stupid game. I remember that exact moment, too. I had just choked the easiest win ever, and I slammed my desk, yelling something like, "Bro, I'm done. This game is scamming me." Not even my best content. Not planned, not edited, just raw frustration. That clip, 2.3 million views overnight. I just sat there staring at the screen like, no way this is me. The comments were wild, too. "This dude is hilarious. Why is this so relatable? Someone get this man a contract. I'd watch him stream for hours." Hours? Bro, I had been streaming for hours. Nobody cared. Now suddenly everybody cared. I checked my Twitch, and I swear my hands were shaking. My average viewers went from 3 to 600 overnight. I hadn't even gone live yet. And that's when it hit me. Yo, if I go live right now, people might actually show up. I didn't even brush my teeth, didn't eat, didn't think. I just hit go live. Title? I think I went viral. I sat there for like 10 seconds, just waiting. 1 viewer, 5 viewers, 20, 100, 300. I leaned back in my chair like, nah, this ain't real. Then chat started moving, fast, like fast. People spamming, "He's here! No way, it's the guy! Bro, say the line! Rage again!" I didn't even know what the line was. Then someone donated $5. First donation I'd gotten in like 2 months. Message said, "Do the scream." I laughed, nervous laugh. My voice was shaking. Yo, I don't even know what I did, man. Another donation, $10, then $20. Then subs started coming in. Ping, ping, ping. My screen was lighting up like crazy. I went from talking to myself every night to suddenly performing in front of hundreds of people. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost messed it up right there. Because in my head, I kept thinking, don't screw this up, don't be weird, don't lose them. And that pressure, it hit hard. But then something clicked. I looked at the chat, people laughing, spamming, having fun, and I realized they're not here for perfect. They're here for me. So I leaned in, started talking more, joking, even raging again when I lost. Chat went crazy. Clips were getting made live. People were posting them while I was still streaming. I checked TikTok mid-stream. Another clip was already at 500K views. That's when it really hit me. This wasn't luck anymore. This was momentum. And for the first time in my life, I felt like I was one decision away from changing everything. I just didn't know yet how fast it was all about to blow up. So I'm sitting there, right? Still live, trying to act normal, while my whole life is basically glitching in real time. Chat is flying, I can barely read anything. Every time I look up, new subs, new donos, new people spamming my name like they've known me for years. And I'm just thinking, bro, yesterday I was talking to 3 people. 3. Now it's like a full-on crowd. At one point, I muted my mic, leaned back, and just whispered to myself, don't mess this up. Please don't mess this up. But here's the thing nobody tells you. When something blows up that fast, it doesn't feel good at first. It feels like pressure, like you're holding something fragile. And if you say one wrong thing, do one boring stream, it's all gone. And that fear, it almost made me play it safe. I caught myself trying to be less crazy, less loud, more chill. More normal. Big mistake. Chat noticed immediately. People started typing, "Why you so quiet? Bro, where the energy at? Rage again." That's when it clicked again. The only reason they found me was because I wasn't normal. So I said, screw it. Next game, I went all in, talking trash, hyping myself up, screaming when I lost. Not fake, just no filter. And boom, chat exploded. That's the guy. He's back. Clip that. Donations started coming in again. One dude dropped $100 and said, "Don't ever change, bro." That line hit me different because I realized something right there. This wasn't about being the best player. I wasn't even that good at the game. It was about being entertaining, being real, being someone people wanted to watch even if I was losing. I kept streaming for hours, didn't even notice time passing. At some point, I checked the clock. 6 hours, straight, no breaks, didn't even eat, didn't care. Because every minute I stayed live, more people were joining. More clips were being made, more videos going viral. It felt like I was riding a wave, and if I stepped off, it was gone. By the time I finally ended the stream, I just sat there in silence. Room was quiet again. No chat, no notifications, just me and my thoughts. I opened my dashboard, and I swear I had to refresh it like 5 times. Followers, plus 78,000. Subs, more than I'd made in the last 6 months combined. Donations? I didn't even want to say the number out loud. It didn't feel real. I leaned back, stared at the ceiling, and just said, yo, is this actually happening? But then reality hit. Hard, because viral doesn't mean permanent. I'd seen it before. People blow up and disappear a week later. And now I was thinking, what if this is it? What if tomorrow nobody shows up? That fear, it didn't go away. If anything, it got worse, because now I had something to lose. And that night, lying in bed, staring at my ceiling, I made a decision. I wasn't going to treat this like luck. I was going to treat it like an opportunity. And starting the next day, I was going all in. No backup plan, no safety net, just me, the stream, and whatever this crazy wave was turning into. I just didn't realize yet, going all in was about to cost me more than I expected. I woke up the next day way earlier than usual. Not because I wanted to, but because my phone wouldn't stop vibrating. More followers, more tags, more people reposting my clips. It didn't slow down overnight. If anything, it got bigger. I sat up in bed, staring at my screen, and the first thought in my head was, all right, this is real now. No more maybe it was luck. No more let's see what happens. Now it was pressure, because people were waiting. I opened my DMs, and it was chaos. Messages like, yo, stream again today. Don't disappear like other creators. You better be live tonight. Even brands started reaching out. Small ones, but still, I'd never seen that before. I hadn't even processed yesterday, and now there were expectations. That's when it hit me. This is a job now, not a hobby, not just streaming. If I didn't show up, people would forget me, and I knew how fast the internet moves. So I got up, didn't overthink it, and went live again. Earlier this time, way earlier than I ever had before. At first, I was nervous because yesterday could have just been a peak, a one-time thing. I hit go live and just stared at the viewer count. 10, 25, 80, 200. It kept climbing. Not as crazy fast as yesterday, but steady, real. People came back. That was the moment I exhaled for the first time. Okay, they didn't forget me. But something was different this time. Yesterday felt like chaos. Today felt like expectation. People weren't just discovering me anymore. They were watching to see if I could do it again. Chat was still active, still joking, still spamming, but I started noticing something else too. People comparing. Yesterday's stream was funnier. Do that thing again. Say the line. And I didn't like that, because now it felt like I had to perform on command, like I had to recreate a moment that wasn't planned in the first place. That kind of pressure messes with your head. I caught myself forcing reactions, trying to be louder than I felt, trying to recreate that viral energy. And the worst part? I could tell it wasn't hitting the same. Chat slowed down a little. Not dead,
but not the same. And that scared me, because in my head, I was like, this is it. This is where it starts falling off. So I did something I hadn't done before. I stopped trying. Midstream, I just paused the game, leaned forward and said, all right, real talk. Y'all found me because I was being myself, right? Chat went quiet for a second. Then people started typing. Yeah, facts. Just be you. So I took a breath and reset. No forcing, no overthinking. Just played, talked, reacted how I normally would. And slowly, it picked back up. Not as explosive as yesterday, but more solid, more real. And that's when I learned something important. Going viral gets you attention, but being real keeps it. I streamed again for hours, longer than I probably should have, skipped meals, ignored texts, didn't even check anything outside the stream. Nothing else mattered, because in my mind, every hour offline was a risk, and every hour online was a chance to grow. But that mindset, it started messing with me, because I wasn't thinking about balance. I wasn't thinking long term. I was thinking more, more, more. And I didn't realize it yet, but I was already burning myself out.
By day 3, I wasn't even thinking straight anymore. I was running on like 4 hours of sleep, cold pizza, and pure adrenaline. Wake up, check stats, go live, repeat. That was my life. And the numbers, they were still going up. Followers crossing 100K, clips hitting millions, people recognizing me in comments like I'd been around for years. From the outside, it looked like I made it. But behind the screen, I was exhausted. Like, not just tired, drained. Every stream felt like I had to top the last one, be louder, be funnier, be more entertaining. And if I wasn't, I noticed it immediately. Viewer count dipping, chat slowing down. It didn't crash, but even a small drop felt huge in my head. I started obsessing over it, refreshing stats midstream, checking numbers instead of focusing on the game, reading every comment, especially the negative ones. And there were more of those now. Not a lot, but enough. You fell off already? Yesterday was better. This dude trying too hard now. That last one? That one stuck. Because deep down, I knew it was kind of true. I was trying too hard, but I didn't know how to stop. Because everything in my head was telling me, if you slow down, you lose it. So I kept going. Longer streams, more energy, more pressure. Until one night, it all kind of hit at once. I was mid-game, already tilted, already tired, and I lost. Bad. Like stupid mistake. Completely my fault. And I just snapped. Not like the funny rage people clipped before. This was different. I slammed my desk harder than I ever had, headset almost flew off, and I just went off. This game is trash, bro. I'm so done. This is so stupid. But there was no humor in it. No energy. Just frustration. Real frustration. And chat felt it. It went quiet. Not completely, but enough for me to notice. Then messages started coming in. Yo, you good? That felt real. Take a break, bro. Take a break? That word didn't exist in my head at that point. But hearing it over and over, it hit different. I paused the game, took my headset off, ran my hairs through my head and just stared at the screen. For the first time since everything blew up, I didn't know what to say. No jokes, no reactions, just silence. Then I looked at the viewer count. Still high. People didn't leave. They were just watching, waiting. And that's when it really hit me. They weren't just here for the clips anymore. They were watching me, even when I wasn't entertaining, even when I messed up. And for some reason, that made everything feel heavier, because now it wasn't just about going viral. It was about maintaining it, living up to it. And I wasn't sure I could keep doing that at this pace. I ended the stream early that night. Didn't say much. Just, all right, I'll catch y'all tomorrow. I leaned back in my chair after ending it. Room completely silent again.
No chat, no noise, just that same question in my head. How long can I actually keep this up? But the real problem? I didn't even consider slowing down, because in my mind, slowing down meant losing everything I just built, and I wasn't ready to let that happen.
The next morning, I didn't go live. For the first time since everything blew up, I just sat there. No stream, no camera, no fake energy. Just me in a quiet room. And it felt weird, like I was doing something wrong. My phone kept lighting up. You streaming today? Where you at? Don't disappear, bro. That last one hit again, because that fear was still there, heavy. Disappear, fall off, be forgotten. That's all I could think about. I opened my stats, and yeah, growth had slowed a little. Not stopped, just not exploding like before. And my brain instantly went, see, this is what happens when you stop, even though it had only been a few hours. That's how messed up my mindset was getting. I was measuring everything in real time. Every minute mattered. Every decision felt like it could make or break everything. I grabbed my hoodie, sat down at my setup, and just stared at the go live button. I didn't feel ready, didn't feel energized, didn't feel funny, but I felt obligated, like I owed people something. And that's a dangerous place to be, because the second it feels like you have to show up, you stop enjoying it. And when you stop enjoying it, people can tell. I sat there for a long minute just thinking. Then I did something different. I didn't open the game, didn't set up some crazy title. I just hit go live. No plan. Title, talking today, not gaming. I leaned back, looked at the camera, and said, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of burned out. There was a pause. I thought people would leave. I thought chat would die. But instead, it got more active. People started typing, respect. We can tell. Take care of yourself, bro. That surprised me, because in my head, I thought people only cared about content, about being entertained. But here they were, actually listening. So I kept talking, told them how crazy the last few days had been, how I hadn't really slept, how I felt like if I stopped, everything would disappear. And saying it out loud made me realize how insane that sounded. Chat slowed down, but in a good way. Less spam, more real messages. People sharing their own stuff, talking about burnout and pressure, trying to keep up. For the first time since I went viral, it didn't feel like a performance. It felt like a conversation. And weirdly, that stream did numbers too. Not peak viral numbers, but solid. People stayed, longer than usual. And when I ended it, I didn't feel drained. I felt clear, like I could actually think again. That's when I realized something important. I didn't have to chase the peak every single day. I just had to show up in a way that was real. But I wasn't naive. I knew the internet still moves fast. And even though I found a bit of balance that day, there was still a bigger question hanging over everything. How do I turn this into something that lasts? Because views are one thing, going viral is one thing, but money, stability, a real future, that's a whole different game. And I was about to learn that the hard way. Up until that point, I hadn't really thought about money like that. Yeah, donations were coming in, subs were growing, but in my head, it still felt temporary, like it could all disappear next week. So I wasn't spending crazy or anything. I was just watching, observing, trying to understand what was actually happening. Then, one night after stream, I opened my dashboard again, but this time I looked deeper. Revenue, total earnings. I just stared at the number, refreshed it, stared again. Nah, I literally said it out loud, because there was no way I made that much in a few days doing something that a week ago made me basically nothing. It didn't feel real. But then it hit me. This isn't just views anymore. This is business. And the second that thought clicked, everything shifted. Because now I wasn't just thinking like a streamer. I started thinking like, how do I keep this going? How do I grow this? How do I not fumble this opportunity? That's when I started paying attention to everything. Which clips were blowing up, what people kept quoting, what made chat go crazy. I noticed patterns. It wasn't random. Certain types of moments hit harder. Short, chaotic,
emotional reactions, stuff people could clip in 10 seconds and post instantly. So I leaned into it. Not fake, just intentional. I started structuring my streams differently. More high-energy moments, more interaction with chat, more situations where something could happen. And it worked. Clips kept spreading, TikTok kept pushing them, my name started popping up on pages I never even heard of. Then something else happened. Brands came back. Not just random small ones anymore. Real offers, sponsorship emails, people asking me to promote stuff. At first, I was hype, like, yo, I made it. But then I looked at the deals, and some of them was trash. Low money, weird products, stuff I wouldn't even use. And I almost said yes, because in my head I was like, take everything, cash out while it's hot. But something stopped me. I remembered that one donation message. Don't ever change, bro. So I started thinking long term for the first time. If I push random stuff, people will notice. If I lose trust, I lose everything. So I said no to most of them. That was hard. Turning down money when you're not used to having any, that's different. But I knew if I played this right, there'd be bigger opportunities later. Then I made my first real move. I dropped merch. Nothing crazy, simple hoodie, clean design, something I'd actually wear. Didn't overhype it, just mentioned it on stream like, yo, I made this, if you rock with it, cool. I didn't expect much. Honestly, I thought maybe a few people would cop it. Then I checked the site an hour later, orders were coming in, non-stop. I just sat there refreshing the page like, this is insane. Because now it wasn't just platforms paying me, it wasn't just donations, people were choosing to support me, directly. That's when it really clicked. I wasn't just going viral anymore. I was building something real, something that could last. But at the same time, I knew how fragile it still was, because one bad move, one wrong turn, and everything could flip just as fast as it started. And I had no idea that moment was coming sooner than I thought.
Everything was moving fast, but I finally felt in control. Streams were consistent, clips were still going viral, merch was selling, money coming in from multiple places. For the first time in my life, I wasn't stressing about bills. And that's when I got comfortable. Not lazy, just comfortable. Like, okay, I figured this out. That mindset? Yeah, that's where I almost lost everything. It started small. One stream where I wasn't really feeling it, another where I showed up late. Then one day, I skipped. No warning, no tweet, nothing. I told myself, it's fine, I'll stream tomorrow. But tomorrow turned into 2 days, then 3. And when I finally came back, something felt off. Viewer count was still decent, but lower. Chat was active, but different. Less hype, less energy. Some people were still there, of course, but a lot of new faces, gone. That's when reality hit me again. This thing, it doesn't wait for you. The internet moves on fast, and if you're not showing up, someone else will. I ended that stream feeling off. Not panic, but close. So I went back and looked at everything. My old clips, my first viral video, that original moment where everything changed. And I realized something simple. Back then, I was hungry. I showed up every day like it was my last shot. Now, I was acting like it was guaranteed, and it's not. None of this is. So I made a decision right there. No more coasting. No more assuming people will just be there. I went live the next day, and I treated it like day one again. Same energy, same hunger, same mindset of earn it. And slowly, it started coming back. Not overnight, not like that first viral moment, but steady, real. And this time, I understood something I didn't before. Going viral is luck. Blowing up is timing. But staying relevant, that's discipline. That's consistency. That's showing up even when you don't feel like it. Fast forward a year? Yeah, I made it. 1 million+ followers, streaming full time, more money than I ever thought I'd see playing video games. But that's not the crazy part. The crazy part is, it all started from one random clip, one moment I didn't plan, one time I almost didn't even notice. And if I had quit the day before that, if I had gone back to that gas station job, none of this would exist.
So whenever someone asks me, how do you make it? I don't give them some perfect formula. I just say this: show up, be real, and don't leave too early, because you never know which moment is about to change everything.
Before you go, hit that like button and subscribe for more unbelievable stories just like this one. See you in the next story.